One of the things that I've had commented on the most in my how to grow wheatgrass video is my use of newspaper to cover the seeds as they're growing up in the soil before they get uncovered so that they can green up in the light. And in particular the toxicity of the ink on the newspaper. So I looked into that a little bit, and the toxicity may not be as great as people think. It's more and more common now for people to use soy-based inks, which have far lower toxicity than some of the older inks. But still, maybe there's a problem there. I don't really know. I've never had a problem with it in the past, I don't think. But I thought I would try and grow the wheatgrass without using newspaper. So I followed a suggestion someone made, and the last few trays I have used some cloth to cover the seeds instead to see how that would go. And it worked out pretty well. There are a couple of differences that you need to be aware of if you're going to use cloth to cover your seeds though. So one of the things is that with the cloth, what you find is some of the wheat seeds will actually want to grow up into the cloth. But this is easily solved by every time you're watering just taking the cloth all the way off and removing any of the seeds, so not too many of them grow and get stuck into the cloth. Another thing that I noticed was that using the cloth, the tray and the cloth seemed to dry out a lot faster than the newspaper did. But this is pretty easy to deal with if you take the cloth off each time you are watering, as shown just previously. It then makes it really easy to fully wet the cloth because you can just put the whole thing under a tap, get it fully wet before you then put it back on top of the seeds as they're germinating. And you can see I just used some rocks to help hold down the cloth so it doesn't blow away when I put it outside. It just needs a little extra water then to help keep the soil damp. So overall, growing the wheatgrass using cloth instead of newspaper, it turned out great. The wheatgrass was healthy and lush as usual. And you know, it may just be in my head, but I think I may have even noticed a very slight difference in taste, an improvement in taste in the wheatgrass that I grew using cloth instead of newspaper. So if you are concerned about the toxicity of ink on the newspaper, using an old tea towel is a really easy way that you can get around that. And you can use the tea towel over and over and over again, so it doesn't really add any expense.